Do you know, I love unwrapping new books. Isn't it just a lovely experience when you get, then the postman comes, oh, I can do it like this. When that postman comes, you've ordered a book online and it's coming, and there's this part here which is the best part of it. And this is like, for me, obviously reading the book's great, but buying a book as well, sorry, opening it is just, isn't it monumental? Here we go. A book I wanted to buy the first time around, and it was sold out. And rather happily, I'll put this down a little bit, rather happily, I found out this week that Another Place Press had found some seconds. And as soon as I saw it, boom, I bought one. And here it is, Beachy Head by Brian David Stevens. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into it. These pictures are a lovely investigation of Beachy Head. For those of you who are not aware, Beachy Head, I think, is the highest cliff, is it chalk cliff, in the country, and it's become synonymous with, and it's a suicide spot, as I'm sure most of you in the UK are aware. The book is 68 pages. It's a lovely dinky size. I'm going to put it's almost like an A5. Let me measure it. 6 by 8, and there you can see it's almost half an A4. I would say it's near enough to an A5, like a cafe roll book size. The Another Place Press are very into the quality. It's a 300 GSM cover, and the sort of inside pages, the text pages, are 170 GSM. Limited edition 200. But now I've got my hands on one, and I'm so pleased. So I'll put a link to Brian's work. He's got a new book coming out very soon called Doggerland, which, if you'll see the work on his website, is awesome. I will put a link for Another Place Press website, so you can go along and buy some more of their wonderful books. Support the local and independent publishers. It's 68 pages, I think I said that. So this was shot over a year. Let's look at it, let's explore. And I'll up and down on the rostrum if I feel there's something we want to go. So that's some of the facts which I told you about. We lack the wings to fly, but we'll always have the strength to fall. What a beautiful statement, which is quite poignant and apt for Beachy Head. It's very new that this book hasn't been opened, and I'm a bit nervous about opening it, to be honest. And I'm going to come right down, so you're not going to see much of the book, you're going to see the pictures. Beautiful quality to it, almost sort of like no, I don't know, watercolor, but it's almost like a painting, and it's gorgeous. It's got this, let me just adjust it again, so that's about it, right? So I'll leave it at that. I think with Beachy Head, it must be a quiet place because of the stigma. There must be, it's about the elements, it's about the wind, the rain, the weather, and the people who venture to it. And I think there must be a few categories of people who venture to Beachy Head. There must be the people who, obviously and very sadly, want to kill themselves. There are the people who just go there out of intrigue and want to find some sort of solace or something with the whole aura of the place. Then there's tourists, I guess. But I think Beachy Head lends itself to a very solitary place and a place of questions. And life's fragile, and I think this book's done in an atmospheric, a very subdued light to give it a feeling of, you know, maybe you feel a bit at peace to that. There's no abrasive, stark contrast in it. It's all very pastel-y, and it's a sort of a little thing of beauty. Brian's very into his abstracts. He loves his design. He loves a very acute awareness of abstract and light and the design elements. And this is almost like paying homage to Beachy Head. It's almost giving it a surreal quality and a feel. And you know, I think just the opening up of the with the trail, the flowers, and then the skies, almost sort of like heavenly feel to it. And there's a sense of abandonment and loneliness. And I think the fact that he shot this in a certain type of weather, a certain time of day, has contributed to that. And he's definitely contributed that to the sort of the day, and the day has contributed that with the sea and the colour cast, and almost given it a sort of afterlife feel. It's really interesting. There's definitely that feeling of peacefulness and tranquility, and almost like this is the place after you die, in a sense, which is quite interesting. So I think it's a lovely observation of the landscape. I think for any young budding student photographer, or just anybody wanting to explore telling a story on your own doorstep, this is a really interesting book, because it's not just about documenting the landmarks, the landscape. What you don't see with this is what mood Brian's created with this. He's creating an atmosphere because it has to have that, because of the nature and the geographics and the history of the place. It has to have something more. I think if he'd just gone along and shot all of it like that, I think it would have been a little bit of a so what book. But the fact that he's added an element of mystique, he's created, the colours have created an atmosphere, the weather's definitely played a part in it. And he's seen this and he's developing, and it's given you a sense of question marks and loneliness and depth. And there's a lot of noise in these pictures. So I went at the beginning, I said, look, you know, this place I would associate with being quite silent, and it is. But there's an awful lot going on. And I hope that makes some sense. So, you know what? I'm not showing you all of this. I'm going to show you one more picture. Two more. Let's have a look at this. That's a really poignant shot to go on. There we go, with the cross feel. I've left a good few shots out. Go and buy this. You can find it, you'll get it if you want it. Buy it as a reference point. Okay? Buy it as a form of inspiration. Taken from the Berlin Gap Coast Guard's feed. Now this is about, sadly, an insight into, I think, the people who the Coast Guard found at the bottom. And I think Brian's done well here. He's not just shot it, he's created something else and given Beachy Head another lovely, serene dimension, which is a place which is, he's paid homage to it. And that's all I need to say. Cheers, Brian.